Hey folks, and welcome to another video of mine. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Apple TV 4K. Yes, in case you're wondering, why are we talking about a device which is over 3 years old? Well, I have my reasons, and that's exactly what we're going to find out. Now, to begin with, just to give you some context, a lot has changed since Apple TV 4K first launched. Number one, it never had access to these many applications on the App Store. tvOS 13 and tvOS 14 changed that. Now you have so many applications and even games that you can access because of tvOS 13 and 14. Number two, Apple Arcade never existed back then when Apple TV 4K was launched. With Apple Arcade, you have access to over hundreds of fun-loving games that you can enjoy with your family. Number three, not a lot of televisions came with the option of Dolby Vision or 4K HDR back then. But now, you even have affordable televisions which give you an option of playing your favorite movie in Dolby Vision or 4K HDR. So there are many reasons as to why we are doing this review, and I'm sharing my experience after 3 years of usage of the Apple TV 4K. And I'm going to answer that question whether or not it's your money's worth in 2020, especially with another Apple TV 4K right around the corner, according to the rumors. So let's take a deep dive and find out, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that we're going to take a look at, as always, is the boot time. So I'm going to quickly restart this and I'm going to check out how long it takes to boot up. Now we're going to tick tock, and let's find out how long it takes to boot up. Now this is a complete restart. I did not put it on sleep and then switch it on. It's a proper restart. So it loaded in less than 20 seconds. In fact, in 15 seconds, you had the television completely booted up. So 15 seconds is really fast, and compared to other Android televisions, even the best ones take at least 30 to 40 seconds to boot up completely. Now this is only 15 seconds. This shows you the processing power and the hardware that Apple has put into the Apple TV 4K. And this is in fact for a device which is over 3 years old. That is truly remarkable. As soon as you're logged in, you are greeted with this beautiful, colorful interface. You have your App Store right here. You have your Apple TV, which is Apple's own streaming service. You have Apple Arcade, Netflix, Prime Video, all the usual suspects, YouTube, Disney Plus Hotstar. Now, what's really great is that you even have access to photos and Apple Music. So the beauty is, if you've been listening to a track on your iPhone or on your iPad or even on your Mac devices like your MacBook or iMac, and you want to replay that track on your Apple TV, you have access to that instantly. So you have your library section, and you can go into your library and you can check out all the tracks which you had recently added to your music library, and you can play them immediately. It's such a seamless experience. It gives you this fantastic feeling that you're not changing devices. In fact, even it's just fantastic. Now obviously I'm not going to show you Apple photos. There's some private photos out here, but to give you an idea, if you have your Photos app on your iPhone or on your iPad, it's just as good as that. And if you want to relive your memories, it even replays those videos in sort of a video format, and it's fantastic to view on such a big screen. Now, apart from that, you even have things like podcasts. I'm personally not into it, but if you are into podcasts, you would really enjoy it. You can just hear your favorite podcast and just play it in the background while you're working in the kitchen or while you're working on your computer. Now, quickly go into settings, and I'm going to show you an example of what the settings offer you. I'm not going to go through all the settings. It's going to take a long time, but just to give you a basic idea of the general settings that you have an option of screensavers. We're going to take a look at this. You have different themes. Right now I've put it on aerial drones, and the aerial drone shots are so beautiful. We're going to take a look at it just in a short while. And this is your standard or general settings. You even have your video and audio settings, and in your video and audio settings you have the option of setting your television in 4K HDR. Now my television is quite old, unfortunately, and that's why it does not have the 4K HDR option, so I've just kept it at 4K SDR. And in case your television is capable of playing 60 frames per second or 60 FPS, then you can set it at 4K HDR 60 FPS. And there are audio settings as well. and right now it's connected to my TV speakers because I've not connected any external speakers. But in case you want to, then speaking of external speakers or Bluetooth devices, you can just connect any of your Bluetooth devices that you have at home. Now, right here in my list of devices, I've got the Blockmount BH21, which is a Bluetooth headphone, the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio that I had connected, a Jive speaker, an Altec Lansing Roy Bluetooth headphone, another pair of speakers, and even my SteelSeries game controller. Now, your Xbox controller also seamlessly connects with this, no problem whatsoever. So if you are a person who enjoys gaming, you can game with any Bluetooth gamepad. It's as simple as that, and I'm going to show you that in a bit as well. So this is your standard settings like video, audio, Bluetooth, remotes, devices, and then you have the system settings as well in case you want to check out software updates, and in case you want to reset or restart this, you can do that from here. And sleep now, which is the putting the television to sleep option. So that's as far as settings go. I'm not going to take a deep dive into the settings, but just giving you an idea of all these because it's part of your interface. As you can see, the interface is really colorful and it's bright, and it looks so good. The app icons or the app tray right on top looks fantastic, and whichever app you hover on, for instance, if you go over to Prime Video, then it shows you content from Prime Video. Then on Netflix, it shows me the content that I have recently played. Apple Arcade obviously, shows you all the games that it has to offer, and some of the featured games show up right here. So if you just let the remote on Apple Arcade and don't do anything with it, there's a game video which plays in the background. Similarly, the same goes for Apple TV as well. If you don't move around with your remote all over the place, then what it does is it gives you a preview of this particular video on Apple TV. So this is your overall interface as far as the interface goes. Let's quickly take a look at the App Store as well. Now the App Store, the way it is just so good. You have access to so many applications now. This was not the case when Apple TV was first launched. The App Store looked quite different, and it had very limited applications that it had to offer. But tvOS 13 and tvOS 14 actually changed that. With that, you have access to so many good applications. In fact, the experience is as good as your iPhone or your iPad. And now you have all these streaming applications and games that you can access. And right on top, you have this bar where you have your apps, you have your games, and even from the App Store, you have access to their gaming subscription, Apple Arcade, and here it shows me all my purchased applications. So in case I've purchased any app, it will show up there. Now the Discover part is where there are featured applications that are mentioned here, like what to play, gorgeous indie games, and some of the free applications, some of the paid applications. You can take a look at how much they cost, etc. So the App Store has come a long way since the first App Store on the Apple TV 4K. Now, this is a very different experience, let me tell you that, and it's all thanks to tvOS 13 and 14, which has made the experience only better. Now you can download any of these apps and play around with it, and it works like a charm because of the processing power that the A10X chip has in this. Yes, this has the same chip that the iPads have, and in fact it's so powerful that it can still compete with some of the basic or entry-level Windows machines out there. That's how good these chips are. Some of these games are so beautiful graphically, like this particular game, Oddmar. It's 450 rupees, but this is a gorgeous game. You can take a look at the, oops, I just wanted to show a screenshot. And if you take a look at the screenshot, it's just so good, so colorful, and it's so good. And we're going to take a look at Apple Arcade as well, because in my opinion, it offers console level quality at such great value for money, because it's just a subscription services. It's like your Netflix for games, I would say. So we're going to take a look at that as well. So that's your App Store. We're now quickly going to move over to Apple TV application. Now, your streaming content on Apple TV, specifically Apple TV content, which is content made by Apple TV, is still not there in my opinion. You have content which is good, but it's not great content. I think Apple is still finding their way with what kind of content to put out. So in case of Apple TV Plus, A lot of things are offered, but it still has a long way to go because the competition has really stepped up its game, especially like apps like Prime Video, Netflix, or Disney Plus Hotstar. They offer great content and their subscription pricing is very competitive. So given all that, it has very few original series that Apple TV Plus has to offer. They're good, the production values are good, but again, not that great compared to Netflix. However, you do have access to all these movies on your Apple TV app. And in fact, the same movies is also in the Apple Movies application. But just to give you an idea, here is what it looks like. So this is your Apple TV application where you can access the original Apple TV content, exclusively made for Apple TV only. And apart from that, you even have access to all these movies. Now the exclusive content, which is the Apple TV content, is only available on Apple TV. Shows like this, Tehran. Sorry, not this part. Shows like Tehran, as you can see here, Your Long Way Up, Letter to You, Your On the Rocks, which is a brand new movie, I guess. And this is all exclusive Apple TV content. This you will not be able to view on Android. This was a series which starred Jason Momoa, C. And then there was this series called Servant, fantastic series. Very weird, but really great, by M. Shyamalan. And For All Mankind was also a great series and amazing stories. Not that great, but all right, sort of show. So this is what Apple TV exclusive content looks like, and it still has a long way to go. But in terms of movies, it really has a lot to offer. And I'm going to talk about especially the Movies app here. So I'm going to come out of it and I'm going to talk about Apple Movies app or the iTunes Movies. Why? There's a big reason behind it. Now, when you try to buy or rent a movie on your Android Play Store, those movies are quite expensive. But what Apple TV has going for you is their discounts, offers, or these super sale seasons where some movies come at such a great price that in fact you're tempted to add it to your collection. Now, I'm not much of a movie collector myself, but if you're getting a 4K Dolby Vision movie for just 190 rupees, not to rent, to buy, then obviously you're gonna make a choice. In fact, you'd be lured towards buying that video. So here is just a sample of what the movie interface looks like. And as you can see, this movie you can buy, not rent. You can buy for 190 rupees. And the best part about this is there are certain movies that you can buy for 190 in these offers or discounts that goes on. Even 4K HDR Dolby Vision movies. All right, I have downloaded some of them, and you will not find 4K Dolby Vision movies at this price anywhere. Even if you go to buy a physical Blu-ray disc, it is not gonna come at this price. And some of the movies that are on Apple TV, and if you compare it to Google Play Store, the pricing on that is almost 2 to 3 times in case of some movies. And I'm just going to show you an example. For instance, if I go into search something and I click on search, Power Rangers. So if I go to this movie called Power Rangers, now the pricing of Power Rangers is 690 rupees on Apple TV or Apple Movies. But on Android, the same movie costs around over 900 rupees. Now as an example, downloaded this movie called Shazam. I know everybody is going to be familiar with this, but I got Shazam for just 190 rupees. And the 190 rupees was for a 4K Dolby Vision. Here it is, here Shazam, 4K Dolby Vision version of this movie. Now, there are some movies which are still not available on Prime or on Netflix. Movies like Brightburn, it was available on Prime, but they took it down for some reason. But in case you're a person who likes watching movies like this, which are not available on any of the streaming apps, this I bought for only, I believe, 190 rupees or so. Even Like a Boss, which is a new movie released in 2020, I bought it for only 190 rupees. Now, just to give you some math, if you buy 10 movies like this, so if it costs 190 here, and if on Android TV it costs around 690 rupees, because generally these 4K movies or full HD movies on Android Play Store or Google Play Store costs around 690 rupees. So you are saving 500 rupees on just one movie. So if you're a person who likes collecting these movies, not renting them, but collecting them, just specifying here, then if you have downloaded 10 movies like this, you have saved yourself 5,000 rupees already. So even if the Apple TV costs around 18,000 for the 64 GB variant, you have saved 5,000 almost just by downloading 10 movies. And these movies will stay in your library forever. So wherever you want to watch them, whenever you want to watch them, you'll be able to watch them because it's going to stay in your library. So this is your library section and it's going to stay here forever. And it even segregates your movie collection based on the genre, like action and adventure, comedy, your drama, kids and family, sci-fi, fantasy, and thriller. And it shows you, which are the movies in 4K HDR. These are all 4K HDR movies. Some of them I got for 190 to 290 rupees. And what a fantastic deal. Your Android TV does not have offers or discounts running at the same frequency of Apple TV. That's why I am raving about it, because it's just so good. It gives you great value for money. And I think over a period of time, it returns your money back so many times over, especially if you are into collecting movies. If you're into renting movies, then it doesn't make much of a difference. But if you are into collecting movies, then it definitely does make a big difference. And it has a great library of 4K HDR content, and I'm very happy with the quality that it has to offer. So that's your Apple Movies and your Apple TV application. Okay, it's now time to play some games, and I'm gonna quickly load into the Apple Arcade. But before I do that, I'm just gonna show you that I've connected my Bluetooth gamepad onto this, and the gamepad that I have connected here is the SteelSeries Stratus. So this is just a Bluetooth gamepad, and you can connect any Bluetooth gamepad that you have and it will work like a charm. The Xbox controllers or the PS5 controllers are gonna work just fine. So now that I go into Apple Arcade, first of all, you have this beautiful colorful interface, and a disclaimer, these games are exclusively for Apple TV. They are not available on your Android Play Store or Google Play Store. So they are only gonna be available on Apple devices like iPhone, iPad, or the Apple TV. And even your Mac devices like MacBook or your iMac or your Mac Mini, etc. So you have access to hundreds of gorgeous, beautiful games. Some of these games, they offer you console type gaming. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm just going to show you an example. If I log into this game called Little Orpheus, and I'm not editing this, just to give you an idea of how long it takes to load these games up. So this part of the video is not edited at all. So I'm quickly gonna jump into my game that I was playing, and these are the load times. You see how quickly it loaded the game. And we are talking about a device which is so small, so tiny, and this has Apple's own silicon, the A10X chip, and this works like a charm. Look at the amount of details that are there, the amount of details in the foreground, the background, the lighting, the ray of light shining through, the trees, etc., the different particle effects, which are there as well, the dust blowing along with the wind. And as you can see, this is a gorgeous game, and this in fact is very similar to what you would experience games on your Xbox or on your PS5. The quality is the same. I'm just going to jump around just to show you how good this plays, just to give you an idea. And this is just one of those games. All right, there are so many other games that you can access. So I'm gonna quickly jump out of this particular game, and I'm gonna jump into some other game like this Hyper Brawl tournament. And I'm not gonna play this because I'm not very familiar with this, but I'm just gonna show you what it looks like in terms of the interface and in terms of the quality of the games. even the interface gives you an idea as to how good the games are. So look at the load screen or the boot screen of this particular game. It's just so good. I mean, this is the type of quality that you would actually come to see in consoles like Xbox or on PS4. And okay, so I'm just gonna press start quickly. So this is what the interface looks like. Again, I'm not gonna go into this game because I'm not very familiar with this, so I'm just gonna jump out of here. But there are many casual games which I've already downloaded and my kid loves playing them. Real Racing, by the way, looks mind-blowing on this particular Apple TV. Okay, all right, fantastic. And it just looks so good. And as you can see, it's downloading a latest patch. I believe I haven't played this for a long time now, but just to give you an idea as to how it looks, it's insane. That's how good it is. So gaming is such a great experience, and especially if you have a gamepad lying around, your gaming experience is gonna be very, very good. And again, I haven't edited this part of the video just to show you the load times as well. Now, I haven't played this game in a long time, so maybe it's downloading something in the background due to which it's taking that long. Generally, games do not take very long to load, as you had seen with the previous game as well. And also to let you know, some of these games are really heavy. The last game that I showed you, Little Orpheus, was over 3.5 gigs. So that's 3.5 gigabytes worth of memory coming out of your Apple TV. Speaking of memory, there are two variants that are on offer, the 64 gigabytes and the 32 gigabytes variant. There's only a difference of maybe a couple of thousand on both of them. So I would highly recommend that you choose the 62 GB variant and not the 32 gigabytes of variant, especially if you are into gaming. All right, so please make sure that you make that note. And with that said, we're gonna start off with, okay, this game. Click to continue. So okay, looks fine. Click to continue, and 3, 2, 1, and whoa, there you go. And right now I've actually switched over to the Apple TV remote for playing this. I'm not playing this through my gamepad right now. And all I need to do is just move the remote, the Apple TV remote. We're gonna get into that. But all I have to do is just move this, and just to give you an idea of how this game plays. But it looks mind-blowing. The graphics and the interface of all these games are so good. Now, there are some of the games that you can play, and again, through the App Store. Beat Sports is not available on your Apple Arcade, but it's available on the App Store. And this particular game uses your Apple TV remote. Now, your Apple TV remote comes with motion sensors, and I'm gonna get to the remote bit as well in a short while. But what it does is it allows you to play games through your Apple TV, and it's got motion sensors, meaning that you have to move your Apple remote around. And okay, it's loading this game, so I think it's gonna take some time, so I'm not gonna get into this. But what it does is, if you're playing games like tennis, etc., then you have to swing your arm around just like you're hitting a ball when you're playing the real tennis game. And kids especially enjoy that, and they really love it. And if you're having parties, etc., especially with many kids coming over, you can have like kids competing, etc., and playing this game of tennis. One can play through a controller, one can play through the Apple Arcade remote, and it's a fantastic experience. So this game, Sayonara, I think Hearts, is such a good game on Apple Arcade. Again, this offers console level gaming. I know I'm talking about console level gaming so many times over and over again, but it's just so good that I can't stop raving about Apple Arcade. So Apple Arcade is that good. So just to let you know that Apple Arcade is a gaming subscription again, and it gives you access to hundreds of games, and this is a great device for casual gaming, or even some games which are coming on Apple Arcade are also going to be released on PS5. Yes, on PS5, especially if I talk about games like the Pathless. I don't know if it's here. Yeah, there you go. There it is. The pathless is even gonna come out on PS5, and the quality of graphics on this one, it just blows my mind every time I take a look at the screen, and every time I take a look at the level of details that it has to offer. Some of these screenshots, I'm just going to show you these screenshots, and as you can see, the graphics is just mind-blowing. Now this has the A10X chip, which even came on your iPads, and it's a very powerful chipset. This is Apple's own silicon, and in terms of gaming, it will not disappoint you, let me assure you of that. So that's Apple Arcade for you, an exclusive experience only on Apple TV. Okay, now I'm quickly going to jump over to the remote as well. In fact, this was the gamepad that I early connected to Apple TV. So this was a SteelSeries gamepad, so small, and this connects beautifully. Look at how big this gamepad is. I'm just going to hold it in my hands and show you. It's a cute little thing. Now, apart from this, you have the Apple TV remote as well. And I'm just going to quickly show you what the remote does. There are different buttons here, like the menu, and there is an TV icon, and then your mic button, and then your play and pause button, and then the volume toggle, plus or minus. So what the menu button does is it allows you to select an item and come out of it when you want to. For instance, if I go over to Apple Arcade, I have to tap this part, which works like a mouse pad on any laptop. So it's just like that. This is more like your mouse pad here. And if I have to come back, then I have to press the menu button. That's what it's for. So I click on menu, it goes back. So menu acts like, a back button as well. Now, if I tap on menu again, then what it does is it plays these beautiful wallpapers. I'm just gonna let you enjoy this for a while. And this is an exclusive Apple TV experience again. If you just tap on the mouse pad again, it tells you which part of the world it is. And you can just scroll through these 4K drone shots or 4K screensavers, and it looks gorgeous. And there is already a lot of content on Apple TV, but this itself is content for you. I mean, this is just so good. These drone shots, these slow-mo drone shots are just breathtaking. Here is a drone shot of Hong Kong. Here's a drone shot of Africa, Tahiti, Manhattan. This is over Hawaii. And as you can see, it looks beautiful. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now coming back to the remote. So when you click on back again, it comes out of your these beautiful screensavers. Now there is an option of searching for anything just by quickly hitting the mic button. It leads you to this page, and what you have to do is hold the mic button again to search for anything. Action movies. And there you have it. It shows you a list of action movies, and if you want comedy movies, you can search for it as well, but it's that good. So it works like a charm. Again, coming out. Now, if you double tap this TV icon, what it does is it opens up all your applications that are running in the background. So in case you want to close them, the experience is very similar to your iPhone or Android phones, where you swipe up to close an app. So you can just close the application by swiping up. So there are a lot of apps that are currently running in the background. It might take a toll on the performance of your Apple TV, but as you can see, there were so many applications, but it was still performing seamlessly, right? So if you double tap on this TV icon, that's what it does. It opens up all the applications that are currently playing. Now, if you single tap and hold, like tap and hold this button, the TV icon, then it'll give you options like sleep, which track is playing, and you can even search for something from here. So if you double tap the TV icon, that's what it does. Now, in case you're playing a movie, for instance, I'm just going to quickly play something over here from my library. Let's say I play, Shazam. And if you're playing a movie, then in that case, all you gotta do is click on this play and pause button. It pauses it. All right, there you have it. So the movie is now paused. And when I click on this button again, it plays the movie. Now, if you have connected a external speaker, that's where you'll be able to use the volume toggle, the plus and minus. It will show you the volume levels that you are playing. So here you can see the different chapters, subtitles, audio, etc. And you can control all of these from your Apple TV. So this particular movie is 4K and it plays beautifully. So that's your remote and how it performs in sync with your Apple TV. So now it's time to summarize what my personal experience has been. I've been using this device for over 3 years now, and I have had such a great time using this. In fact, I just love the interface. It's so smooth, it's seamless, and it works absolutely great. And if you ask me, then this is still a device that I would recommend, but that depends on a lot of scenarios. What are those scenarios? Now, number one, if you are a person who loves collecting movies, then Apple TV is the way to go, because I've given you an example that just by downloading 10 or 20 movies, you can save between 5 to 10,000 rupees if you are somebody who is into collecting movies. If you're into casual gaming, then this is a fantastic device. It will not let you down. In fact, as you can see on screen, the gaming is as good as your PS4 games. Some of the games on PS4 has the same level of graphics. So gaming will not disappoint you at all. In fact, it's going to be a fantastic experience. So if you're a person who is into casual gaming, light gaming, if you're into collecting movies, then this is still a device to go for. Now, if you are a person who is into the latest and the greatest tech, then I would say that you are better off waiting for the new Android TV, because according to the rumors, there is another Apple TV right around the corner, and that supposedly will even come with the latest A14 chipset, which is on your iPhone 12. And with that chipset, you will have an even enhanced level of gaming. And hopefully there'll be more titles that Apple TV will launch in the Apple Arcade subscription. And some of those games like the Pathless, etc., they are even being released on the PS5. So the new Apple TV will come with the A14 chip. Now this particular Apple TV, the last gen Apple TV 4K, comes with the A10X chip. Like I said, it's on your iPads. Some of the iPads had this, and this is still a very powerful chipset, and it can still beat entry-level entry-level laptops or Chromebooks out there. But if you are into the latest and greatest, then I would stay away from this particular version of Apple TV 4K. Having said that, let's come to the pricing, because this is not a cheap device. This device is currently available on Flipkart. It's not available on Amazon India, but it is available on Flipkart right now for around 18,000. I think this is for the Diwali sale that is going on. But even on Apple's own website, you can buy this directly from Apple's website now that Apple has started retailing through its own website. So on Apple's own website, I think it's around over 19,000, but on Flipkart, you can get the 64 GB variant for around 18,000. And like I said, always go for the 64 GB variant. Don't buy the 32 GB variant. There is only a difference of around 2,000 rupees between the two. This is not a cheap device. This is 18,000. So buying this is a question mark right now in 2020, because what if the new Apple TV device comes out and that is around the same price or maybe slightly more expensive? Like I said, if you're into the latest and greatest tech, I would stay away from the Apple TV 4K, this last gen. But if you're still into light gaming, into collecting movies, and you want an exclusive experience, meaning not everybody has access to these games, content, and this kind of an interface, then I would say blindly go for the Apple TV 4K. Even though it's a 3-year-old device, it's still a device which is extremely powerful. It's still a device which works so beautifully, and it's a device which will give you that exclusive feeling that only you have access to these applications, only you have access to these apps or games. So in my opinion, the Apple TV 4K is still highly recommended by me, but in case you want the latest, stay away from it. All right. With that said, if you do want me to make a video on what are the latest features or the configuration of the latest Apple TV, according to the rumors, then I'd be happy to make that kind of a video for you as well. Do let me know in the comment box if you want a video like that, which is on the rumored next gen Apple TV 4K, which supposedly can even play AAA gaming titles because of the strong chipset that it's going to come with, the A14 chipset. So do let me know in the comment box. Also let me know in the comment box what you think about this particular video. Is there something that I've missed out? Is there something that you want to know? And is there something that you would want to find out about before making this purchase? Again, I would highly recommend this, and this is a fantastic device. So if I haven't spoken about this already, then please hit that like button and also click on that subscribe button, and it means a lot because it takes a lot of effort to make these videos, and it would really motivate and encourage me to make more videos like these. And also please share this with your friends or family members who are planning to buy an Apple TV. I hope this helps them in making an informed decision. With that said, that's it for me on this particular video, folks. Until the next one, this is me signing off. Stay safe, take care, and God bless you all. See you in the next one.